Just got it on to be no time for bad boy thing. Yeah, they fight and at the same time, yeah, they I would look at the most stand out, calm down, don't they fight like my wine, don't be crying. Sick about see, that's not United States. Show me love, I will show you all. You are love.
This is Double 9 Radio, the best online radio station playing the best Afro beats 24/7. Double 9 Radio. 9 Radio.
Do you know what? We didn't even turn up the mic. This is one of the things.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Let's start that again.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the one and only Double9Radio. I want to say a big thank you for joining us today on the show. We forgot to actually turn up the mic. Hopefully, you're able to hear us as we went on air here. You could probably hear us live on YouTube, but not on the radio. But we're back on now. It's all been sorted. Also, you bear with us. It's just some new things we're trying out here on the radio. So you're on the right place at the right time. It's Double9Radio with 35 and social with the amazing FUMZ here and this amazing show. FUMZ, how are you? How are you doing today?
I've been fine. How are you too?
I'm okay, I'm okay. It's glad to be here trying out this new device going on air.
Mhm.
Hopefully you don't get too shy talking on the show. I know.
Yeah. It could be a bit fuzzy at first, but it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
we'll
It's
do
okay.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
we see how it goes today. I mean, the thing is, we've been on air for quite a number of years,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we've done a bit of live here and there kind of thing. But this is the main live we're doing now.
Right.
Having a whole show
Yeah.
here live on Double9Radio. Hope everyone having a great time and a great weekend as well. It's a sunny one. It's a great one. Who knows? FUMZ, what do you have for us today on Double9Radio?
Oh, we have such a juicy topic today, and I know everybody's going to be interested. And do you want me to let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah, go on. Tell us what you have on the show today.
So we're talking about what women want versus what men want. And this is such a controversial topic, if you ask me, because it's just a never-ending list of what both gender wants. So we're just going to be dissecting and just trying to get every body represented today. Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I love the fact that you just mentioned that you want to get everybody represented. But I
Mhm.
wonder why the first thing you said, what women want, and you brought the man at last. What can we say? Already, I think women like to be first in line all the time, isn't it, FUMZ?
No, that's really wrong. Why would you say that?
Is it? No, we're not fighting.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
I got
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad we are live as well. So if you're listening to us on radio, you can find us on Double9Radio on our YouTube channel as well. Just search Double9Radio, all one word, and you'll be able to find us as well. So you can find out and look at all the bloopers we do here in the studio as well. But as you know, the show is always interactive, so you can always be part of the show on 074 956 368 99. That's 074 956 368 99. You can call us direct on that number, send a text or a WhatsApp as well, or even call us via WhatsApp as well. As you know, we always love to have a conversation and interact and talk as well. So FUMZ is giving us a topic today around what women want and what men want as well.
Mhm.
I always think to myself, like, what men want, it's not very complicated, is it? Would you agree?
No, I don't agree.
Of course you don't. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, because men say they want just one thing, but inside of the one thing comes layers of multiple things that are never ending. So I mean, at some point, men need to start owning up to their truth and see that they really want a lot of things too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do want things. Don't get me wrong. We do want things. We do like to have quite a number of things. But since you started with, ladies, you said what women want first before you actually mentioned the men, the kings. I know the queens. I know. I know as well. Oh my God, she's coming at attitude today. FUMZ has got attitude for me.
Oh yes, I do.
I'm a bit concerned. I need some help as well. As I mentioned earlier, as well, the show is always interactive, so you can always be part of the show on 074 956 36899. That's 074 956 36899. So, FUMZ, tell us, what are those? All right, just tell us one thing. I'm sure you got a list of things women want. So I'm quite intrigued. Tell us, let me know.
Yeah, so Double9, you would agree with me, like we're in a very fast-paced environment, and people are trying to balance their careers, balance their businesses and whatnot. And in the center of all this, we cannot deny the fact that it is important to have like something to fall back on. And we don't exist in a vacuum. We are not designed to be alone. And that this is where our wants come in as women. Of course, I'll be talking about women, and this is not to say that it's a one size fits all, or what I'm going to be talking about is a representative of what every woman wants. But I'm sure that by the time we start, to talk about the list we have, any woman is going to find one or two things in these lists, you understand? So they say every time that we women are emotional human beings, like we're emotional creatures. And I think like the number one on my own list would be that women really do want emotional support. And I know the first thing that comes to men's mind when you say emotional support. What are you thinking, Double9, when I said emotion?
Do you know what I mean? First of all, I need to commend you because you really made a very great point when you started off and said, that what we're saying, not everyone might agree. Everyone has a perception of what he or she wants.
Right.
But we've again done a bit of research on ourselves, have some conversations with people, and we're able to come up with a kind of a list kind of thing. As as FUMZ rightly mentioned as well, it is not something saying that it's set in stone. It's a rule. No, it's not. It's just something that what, this is it. This is what we think, and there we go. Okay, the first thing you mentioned there, you mentioned emotional support, and I'm trying to understand, because you looked at me and said, okay, what am I thinking? What am I thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, what is emotional support? Let's start from there, because I want to know from what you mean by emotional support. What does emotional support mean?
I feel like emotional support means different things to different people, but I think like the first thing we have to talk about when it comes to emotional support is getting me, like the depth of me, the very core of me, like understanding my emotional needs.
Right. Okay.
My intricate needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. But again, I'm gonna pass the ball back to you, Double9.
Oh my God.
What do you think? Like if a woman says, if I come to you and I say, oh, Double9, I need emotional support.
Yeah.
What are you going to think I'm talking about?
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I'm live on air, like first time you can see me. So I'm going to say the first thing I would think when a woman comes to me or says, I want emotional support, I'm thinking she's talking about money.
What?
Honestly, I'm thinking like emotions, because women are always saying, oh, money makes me smile, money makes me this.
Yes, money makes everybody.
I know you're asking me to be, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, is it, see, she wants to feel better, or what is she talking about? Emotional support kind of thing. And again, okay, maybe when you now have a conversation, you can now think, okay, oh, she wants to feel emotionally connected, if I'm correct.
That's right.
She wants to feel wanted.
That's right.
And she just wants to feel that she is, she's got a man or something. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. But beyond getting a man and feeling emotionally connected, I would say like one of the things that tops the list of emotional connection would be trust and open communication, which is really hard to see these days, if you ask me. Would you agree?
I think what you just said about the emotional connection thing, I think you just kind of like brushed over it kind of thing. And I think it's quite important to actually dive into that a bit more, because I said when I get a conversation or have a conversation with a lady or anyone, and they say to me emotional support, kind of thing, the first thing I'm thinking is money. Oh, she wants money, or she wants some support or something. Do you know what I mean? I mean, why would you think I would think that? You know, go on.
Because the narrative is that every woman wants money. But if I wanted money from you, I wouldn't be asking you for emotional support, Double Nine. I will be asking you for financial support.
I don't know. I don't know. The thing, one of the things, okay, you're right. Okay, you could be. I mean, again, this is it. Like this list that we've made, or you've made, regarding from the women's perspective, because I can't say.
Yeah.
Again, it's not something that every woman would say that's the way they operate, kind of thing. Because you say you're going to say financial support. Some other women might say, "Oh, okay, let me just kind of like use some emotional engagement first, kind of thing."
I agree.
You know, and that's one thing that men don't like.
But
you know, we want you to have a clear communication. Be clear and open about your communication. Tell me what you want, because men are, I don't know. Again, I'm not speaking for all men. You know, I'm speaking for a couple of people I've spoken to, a bit of research I've done as well. So don't come for me. It's not all men, but you would think that a lot of people want clear communication, because women like men to second guess them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, because I like it that you started emotional support, because now the first thing I'm thinking, what's this emotional support? Can you let me know? Because I'm thinking to myself, like, I have to kind of like source it out. Like, I'm trying to figure it out. What is this emotional support you're talking about? Clear and open communication.
Right.
Tell me. Don't let me second guess. Because like, I'm thinking emotional support, and I say, all right, FUMZ, here's a credit card. Go in the shop.
And I'm gonna throw it back in your face if you try it.
Look at that. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the lads out there, she said she's gonna throw that your credit. I'm writing down quickly.
No, Double Nine. Okay.
But anyways, let's get back to this. So, what is emotional support? Let's start from there.
Can we paint a scenario so we hit the nail on the head?
I'm listening.
I come to meet you and I tell you, oh, Double Nine, I just lost my father. What do you think I demand of you as a partner? Do you think I want you to throw your credit card at me?
No,
exactly.
Of course not. Of course not. I mean,
what do you think?
But sometimes that works as well. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Again, you see where we're going again, right? You're putting the ball back into my court. Yeah, you're not communicating. Men want clear communication and open communication. Tell me exactly what it is. We don't want to second guess sometimes, because women think we know everything. Like, we should know you. We should like read you. But no, women can be quite complex to read as well. Do you know what I mean? So we need to know what exactly is wrong. What exactly do you want? What exactly are you thinking?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you start saying to me, I want emotional support, I can go to the dictionary now and read a meaning of what emotional support is, but that meaning might not fit to what exactly you want.
Right. Because if I come meet you and I tell you that I just lost my father, you're my partner, I think I agree with you on something. I could mean that what I want you to do is that check on me after every 12 p.m. every day and all that. And some other people could mean, oh, I just lost my father. Then you need to give me money. I need to splurge. So I actually quite agree with you on that. However, there's actually another that falls into another category. What you're accusing of us of falls into another category, and it's the category of communication, like open, clear communication. You understand? Yeah. So basically, if you ask me,
let's take this call.
Right.
Good afternoon, good morning. It's Double9Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Abbas. And apologies, I actually have this number saved as a friend's number.
DJ Abbas, you're live on Double9Radio. You're live on radio. DJ Abbas.
So the conversation, I wanted to join it, but I just wanted to know what the protocol was. I called your miss number. How you doing?
I'm very good. It's amazing to have you live on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only DJ Abbas. We need to give him a round of applause today. Yes. Yes.
My sister's name was your guest tonight.
FUMZ. Her name is FUMZ. She's our co-host here on the show.
I'm fine, DJ Abbas. How you doing too?
Good. I'm in Nigeria. I'm holidaying in Nigeria.
Oh wow.
a few of my friends, and I just said, let me have a quick text on my WhatsApp, and I saw my friends call and said, this very serious and important conversation, so let me join.
Oh, thank you for
So
that.
so happy you did.
Absolute pleasure.
Fantastic. I mean, what you know, we're saying like, what do women want? You know, FUMZ started off with, they want emotional support, and I said to her, like, emotional support. What does that mean? Men want clear communication. Be clear and open with me, because I could go read emotional support in a dictionary and you say something, and I apply that to you, and you think to me,
Get mad at you.
do you know what I mean? It's like, what is that? I mean, DJ Bass, what do you say?
See, my brother, the thing is, when we have these conversations, oftentimes our responses are guided by our personal experience.
Yes.
So I've been married for over 30 years.
Wow.
30
Wow.
years this year.
Round of applause again, man.
To tell people my age, I'm 56.
No, we need to check your birth certificate. You don't look 56, DJ Bass.
I'm 56 and I've been married for 30 years.
Wow. Wow.
I did put a message in the chat room saying, like, I think this conversation is so broad to just limit it to women, because just like men as well, it's such a broad spectrum.
Yes.
So I did ask them, that can we limit this to our demographic, Black women in
That makes sense.
So that conversation will be easy. See, everybody ultimately has a conversation based on their experience. So our basic experience, at least for those who are in this conversation, and perhaps most of those who are joining us, is perhaps they're in the diaspora, they are Black, and probably they're African.
Yes. Yes.
So from that standpoint, the first thing I learned as I started becoming a mature adult is I stopped judging things by gender.
Wow.
It is important we stop judging things by gender, because the average person, see, the needs of the average person are so similar.
Yes.
We want to do well. We want to excel. Anything we want to do, we want recognition for it. And also, we also want the opportunity to be able to better the lives of those who are around us. This thing is a global need everywhere. How you get it now is down to how your environment makes that happen.
Wow.
A lot of our women, because most of us grew up in Africa, right? Like me, so I was born in the UK, but I grew up in Africa, right? And in Africa, most of Africa is still very patriarchal. The man runs things. But a lot of us cross over to the diaspora. And these environments are more even-handed in the distribution of wealth to men and women. So those are our women who were struggling to have a say back home. They come to the diaspora, and in no time at all, they find their own footing. Don't be surprised if more African women earn more than the African husbands in the UK.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
Yes.
But at the same time, in order to keep a home and keep a family unit, there has to be understanding. And it's always not just financial. So when people say, what does the African woman want? The African woman also wants the basic thing. If she's dating a man, commit to me, show me you care for me, be around me. I live in the UK. And when I was a lot younger, because me, I've always worked for myself, now I've worked for governments, So 9 to 5 is out there. So at times I have a bit more free time. I go and shop and I cook soup. If you eat my pepper soup, my brother, you go fall down.
Amazing.
So it might just be the basic things like the domestic chores. And this is me talking as a married man here now.
Wow.
So what are the things that will keep my wife sweet? So she comes home, she doesn't have to be lumbered all the time with the maternal needs of cooking food for her, because she has me and 2 boys. So I'm there and I'm able to do that for her at times. That is why we are a unit. So
amazing.
We come over from Africa. At times we have to relinquish some of that patriarchal things that we've been built up with in Africa. And realize that once we're in the diaspora, let your environment dictate how you relate to your partner, male or female. Now, having said that, I'm not saying there are not women who want a bit more than normal.
Yes.
Some women, because I'm like I said, I'm 56 now. I married when I was 26, so I started dating my wife when 22. And what dating needed then was not a long thing. You like the baby, like, oh yeah, carry out, go chop small here.
You can say that again.
My brother, everything has changed. It has changed now. So at times, maybe what the modern African or Black woman wants from the African man is a bit more than he can afford. And maybe that's also putting the African man under unnecessary pressure to do more than he can do. Mm. So that has redefined the whole landscape.
It has.
And this has become a difficult conversation, my brother, at times to have within the community. And we're even talking about young people now. The other people my age may have their own issues too.
You know what?
It's all of us. So it's not just one generation. Every generation has its own issues they're dealing with, particularly in the diaspora, my brother.
Amazing, amazing. DJ Abbas, I want to say this, right? I'm so honored that you actually called in and you shared some amazing facts. I'm going to please extend an invite to you to come into our studio. And I think we need to hear from the other side, because I love the way you kind of broke it out there. You know what? Because yes, it's a wide topic, the way we're looking at it, because because the demographics are different. We have the Black women, the white women, the Asian women. Everyone is kind of different. So I love the way that you kind of like captured, the Black woman side of things, which is true. But also, we shouldn't forget that social media is a factor in influencing other decisions as well. But I want to say a big thank you for actually calling in today. And I can't wait to have you back in the UK, in the studio here. And we're going to have an amazing show. I'm sure FUMZ is excited as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, DJ Abbas. We look forward to seeing you.
I'll keep watching the show, trust me. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words here. And I'm looking forward to be able to come in and also say a bit more later.
Amazing. DJ Abbas, wonderful. Have a wonderful time. Super excited, super excited. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I just give a round of applause for DJ Abbas. Yeah. Amazing. I think that is so super. I think it's actually right. He almost kind of like did the whole show on that call, because it's quite right, because the demographics, yes, they're different, and also looking at the Black women, look at the white, all different races possibly have different needs, but also I think some of them we can't say some are unique. Because a woman is always going to be a woman. There's always a woman's got to be emotional support.
Yeah.
They will always want that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but I love the way he's come into that, and I can't wait to have him in the studio as well. But again, clear communication is key. Now, he mentioned something about, in the diaspora as well, we have some ladies who might earn more than a partner. I mean, it's a sore topic for some individuals, but for me, I don't think it's anything crazy. Because I think a man wants a woman who treats him with respect and decency.
Right.
Would you agree?
I agree. However, we need not to downplay the fact that you cannot demand respect from another individual and refuse to respect them. It goes both ways.
Yes.
So respect is reciprocal.
Yes.
And if I think you want to say something.
No, please carry on.
Yeah, and if we want to tweak it a little bit to from what DJ Abbas just said, and we narrow down the conversation to what women want versus what men want, according to Nigerians in diaspora or Blacks in diaspora or whatnot.
Yeah,
it pretty much means that back home, men were used to taking the lead, and they will be the one to foot the bills and all of that. And if a woman, foots the bills, the first thing that comes to the average Nigerian man's mind is that she's going to disrespect me. And, pride. But, when they come here, it's a different ball game. You walk, I walk.
Okay.
So it's impossible for me to stay at home.
Okay.
Then by the time I walk and I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I have a life to live. I am an individual, so I need to come into my own being.
Yeah.
Then friction starts to happen.
Okay. Now, I'm going to, I know, do you know what? One thing I really admire about FUMZ, she's always holding the women's side, the female side.
Double9, whose side would I hold on to?
No,
The
I'm
man's
not.
side.
We like it to be neutral,
Right.
but FUMZ is always on that side. She listens to the question, she puts it in the oven, cooks it, bakes it, and brings it out, but it's still
right.
Maybe I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, you John. Okay, I hear you. You mentioned the fact of, back in Nigeria or Africa, that a man, there's this expectation of a man to fulfill all the needs of the bills and all of that. Yes, you're correct. You're all right. And you said that when women come over here,
right,
there's a different in how or the difference in expectation.
Right.
But when you say different in expectation, are you saying that when women come here, they don't expect the man to pay all the bills?
No.
Oh, right. Okay.
Double9, you need to take it easy on me.
Okay.
When women come here, it's not that they don't expect the men to pay the bills, but it's a different ballgame here. Back at home in Africa / Nigeria, it's okay. It's not unusual for a woman to stay at home and the bills will be paid. But in an environment like this, it is impossible that the partnership thing would not come into play.
Yes.
Because one person cannot carry the weight of the burden. So for a man who is really, really patriarchal, like DJ Abbas said, even when the woman is just saying, okay, this is my quota for the month, and she's being herself, it becomes a very, very hard thing on his ego. And he starts to say, oh my God, I want to do, you can't do everything in this environment, but you need to unlearn the stuff you were bringing from back home.
I hear you.
And it's because, this is something that's already ingrained in them. It's impossible for them to just like strip off their ego, then clash of personality starts to happen.
I hear you.
Yeah, and then you start saying, oh, I don't think she respects me anymore.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But the thing here is, I'm not saying that, it's not good or it's not right for a woman to help out a man and, the man should accept the help. But what we see sometimes is, there's this, diminishing in the level of respect that women might put towards this individual because they think, because I'm helping you out now, I have a say in certain things.
I've always struggled with what respect means to men, and that's why I'm going to throw the ball back into your court.
Right.
When you say this diminishing level of respect, what is it that you require from the woman that you are no longer seeing? Because trust me, Double9, I have heard some ridiculous things.
Please share. I want to hear. It would help us understand.
Okay. Do you know that some men still expected to be some men still expect to be served humbly?
Humbly.
Put a platter on your hands, kneel if you have to. Something went viral a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, and this guy was saying, oh, this is my brother-in-law, and this is the kind of woman I aspire to marry. This is the wife material, and this woman was heavily pregnant, kneeling, and serving the man. The man was just fanning himself, and I'm like, what's happening here? And you'll be surprised that this is what men call respect, or their definition of respect might be when I'm talking to you, and I'm being misinformed and I'm actually going the wrong direction in terms of our conversation. Just keep quiet and accept whatever I'm saying to you.
No.
Okay.
No.
You go ahead.
I mean, let's take the first one.
Right.
He said, the woman was pregnant.
Yeah.
And she
served him on her knees.
Served him on the knees.
Yes.
But my question to you is, did he demand that, or it was done out of choice?
My question to you would be...
No. You can't answer the question with a question.
Yeah, I would answer you about Double9. My question to you would be, did he reject it?
Oh my God! Even if he rejects it now, that's another offense.
Okay, so
I'm eating my girlfriend's food, my wife's food, my partner's food. That's something else. But the thing is, I'm asking, because it's something you said, do you think maybe she was forced to do it, or was you forced to?
Yeah, that's an information I'm not privy to.
You're not privy to that.
Yeah, so I would be able to speak on that.
Okay. You know what? I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm not condoning the fact of a woman who's pregnant going on her knees, to serve a husband food. But again, we're not going to fault the woman You know, I'm not going to fault the woman or fault the man in any case because we don't know the kind of relationship they have.
Okay.
This is what happens because sometimes we sit on the outside and we try and judge it and say, oh, this is unacceptable, that's unacceptable. Again, the great point you made when we started the show was like, you know, there's a set of things that we've kind of like explored and had discussions with people, and some people think this is it, this is the list, this is the way it should be.
Right.
So again, bring it back to your point about what you shared with us.
Yeah. It
could be a way that they work together. You know, it could be a way that, you know, that's how the family or the relationship is kept cool.
Yeah, but Dominic, what does respect mean to you as a man?
Respect me, respect for me, it's not something, how can I explain? It's it depends on the individual.
Right.
What respect to me might be respect to, you know, disrespect to someone else.
Yeah.
Again, it's going back to that understanding of that relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
if you and I were in a relationship, what would I be doing with you that would make you feel respected?
We can't use that. I know you're trying to pin me down to
no, I'm not.
Give you a response and things like that. No. I hear that.
Right.
But again, respect is subjective to that individual, and respect is something that you learn while you're in a relationship. It's not. I don't see it as a set of defined rules.
Okay.
You know, I see it as applying common sense, although common sense cannot be common sometimes. But, you know, it's just applying a bit of sense to certain things. Right. Say, okay, if I did this, if I did that, understanding who that individual is. Yes. Would you like this? Would you not like that kind of thing?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
But respect for us, I think for men, most men would equate respect to love. Because if you show respect to a man, you know, and you love him, yeah, he sees, even if you're showing love to him, he's not really seeing the love. But you're coupling that with the respect. He's gonna want to understand, wow, this woman loves me as well. But moving on, right? You know, we've talked about emotional support. Yeah, I've talked about respect, and also talked about clarity, clear communication. Yeah. What else would you say? Our amazing queen.
Right. I would say another thing would be how the ability to resolve conflicts. You understand? In a healthy way, like healthy conflict resolution. You know, it's somewhat funny when you see the way men bring in their logic into how they resolve conflicts.
Yes.
And you know, again, like circling back to the first thing we started about how women are emotional beings, you now begin to see that it's either my way or the highway when they want to resolve conflicts. You're either coming to apologize to me or then this relationship is dead and gone. Sometimes the men too need to like calm down.
Yeah.
And, you know, try to see where the woman is coming from.
Yeah.
In terms of reasoning, then you know, have conversation like, you know, I felt really bad when this happened.
Yeah.
And I think we can start doing things like this from now on to make our relationship better, you know, rather than having the, you know, emotion, like the silent treatment and the emotional torture that comes with men trying to prove, you know, their superiority.
So if you're going to describe that in one word, what would that word be?
It's how to resolve conflicts, healthy conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution. Okay, we're just going to go quickly. I want to say a big thank you to everyone, you know, giving us comments on YouTube at the moment. DJ Bass, wonderful.
Oh my God, there's so much happening
as
in the comment
well,
section.
on the comment section there. I'm going to read some of the amazing comments we're having. We have one from Organic Treats who says every couple should know each other's love language.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
We were getting to that.
We're going to get to that as well. But a great shout there as well. Benga Agbola said that could be their love language. He agrees as well. Respect man. DJ Bass says respect to man varies from culture to culture. Yes, it does. And we have Ladies in Business Magazine Global, who says, for me, any man's response will be determined by how and where he was raised. Did your Bass, excuse me, please. How was your upbringing? Because my upbringing was my father taking care of my mother and his cousins. Yeah, Did your Bass have responded? Amazing. And we have Esther. Esther saying basically couples need to understand each other's love language. Yes. Also understanding individual differences is key. I mean, I couldn't agree more. Keep your comments coming on the YouTube channel. Make sure you do subscribe as well. The show is always interactive as well. As you know, you can call in on 074 956 36899 as well. You can call us direct live on the show, and also send us a WhatsApp message or call from WhatsApp by WhatsApp as well. Wow, it's a really heated one today, isn't it? You know,
Yeah,
you know,
a lot is happening in the comment section.
a lot is happening in the comment section
Yeah.
as well. Okay, so you said conflict resolution is a I think it's true, but when you say conflict resolution, you say that's what women want from men. Is that what we're saying?
No, healthy, people resolve conflicts in different ways.
Yeah.
There's a way you resolve conflicts, and after the conversation, the things end up being worse than what it was before the conversation even started. I've had situations where there's this power tussle coming into play between couples, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to say sorry first. Oh no, I'm going to say sorry. Do you understand that kind of stuff? Like, I feel like for men,
Yeah.
women too need to. I don't want to put the responsibility on men alone, but like, we women can be sort of like, oh, this is how I feel loved.
Yeah.
When this guy comes to me and tries to resolve this conflict, there's just a way you resolve conflict, and you make sure that things don't end up being bad
Right.
than what it was before. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it still falls under how people communicate effectively when it comes to the relationship stuff.
I agree. I agree. So, the point, the wonderful point you're making there is the conflict resolution. A man should be able to, be calm and try and, find a way to resolve that conflict,
Yes.
not letting it, escalate beyond, and also not being macho
Yes.
in trying to, resolve that conflict.
Yes.
But I would say I agree, but we want an emotional, stable woman as well. Because if a woman is emotionally unstable, trying to resolve a conflict becomes a nightmare.
I agree.
Because if the person you're trying to resolve a conflict with is so aggressive in trying to, resolving that, or they're shouting, or they're, so not calm about it.
Yeah.
Or they expect, a certain way.
Yeah.
Of trying to resolve that. If you don't do certain things, that's the only way we can resolve. But if you don't do it, we're not going to resolve that.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong, because I think there has to be a common ground.
Yes.
On how we resolve an issue. It's all well and good that we want to have this conflict resolved, and you're saying to the man has to remain calm, let the ego go.
Yeah.
Don't bring the macho-ness into this.
Yeah.
Be sensitive in a case.
Yes.
But also, we want a woman who's emotionally stable, because again, emotional stability is very important, because you can't be unhappy today or happy today, and next thing you're happy tomorrow, and or you're concerned about something, rather than you sharing your concern, you're just bottling everything in, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So that is very important as well.
I agree. But I think, like, what happens most times when people start to bottle things in is they've had these conversations a couple of times and it's not changing. So it's just like, oh, there's no point. It's just going to be like the same old, like us going around in circles again. I'm going to have this conversation with this man for the umpteenth time, and nothing is still going to change. So how about I just keep this in my mind and, just get angry?
But if you keep it in your mind and you don't resolve this, maybe, going back to what our amazing guests on the YouTube, on our live YouTube channel are saying, talking about the love language. Are we thinking that maybe the woman is not finding that particular way to resolve that issue? Because if you're bottling the issue in, and you think because you've spoken to this guy or this individual or this amazing king, quite a number of times, and they're still not, trying to resolve the issue, it's almost like they're ignoring it. I'm not trying to make excuses, but we should always find a way to resolve an issue. But are we saying that we don't understand each other's love language, or are we not finding the way in which this individual likes to or would like to resolve the issue?
I feel like Double9, it still boils down to love languages.
Yeah.
And in a bit to trying to resolve conflicts, it still means you love this person and you care so much about the relationship, you don't want to let it go. And do you think we should just quickly talk about love languages briefly?
I mean, you could go ahead.
So we have, I think, 4 or 5 love languages. So it's physical touch, acts of service, what's that again, man? Where does this go? Maybe like
I-
financial stuff.
Okay,
You know,
I think it's a physical touch,
acts of service.
acts of service, words of
Yeah,
affirmation.
yeah.
What else again, films?
Oh my God,
It's not me. She
I've
brought it
not
up.
been in the dating industry for a while, so honestly, I'm a bit rusty on it. However,
Okay.
yeah, so Double Nine, you were saying something. That's true.
Yeah.
If the way I understand my partner is sorry is if he tells me, if he reassures me that, oh, I'm so sorry
Yeah.
and I love you and if you're giving me gifts, I will continue to be angry for the rest of my life.
Right. Because
And
gift
we're
is
not
not.
going to and we're not going to move forward.
Yeah.
If what I want is physical touch,
Yes.
if after you get me mad, I just want like a foot rub or you holding me from behind in the kitchen, if that's what's going to make me feel better,
Yeah.
and you're saying, oh babe, dress up, let's go out, I'll just like, go where are we going?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it just brings us to the point where it's quite important that when we are trying to find out what women want and what men want, despite the fact that it still differs from individual to individual,
Yeah.
it's important that whoever you're with, you need to understand their love language. Yomi, what's your love language?
Double9Radio.
Right.
Double nine.
Double nine.
There's no. I'm not going to share what my love language is because I'm for the people. I'm for the men. I represent the men.
Right.
Because I
Do you
didn't.
think men have a common love language?
Everyone would. Again, it's subjective to whoever it is, isn't it? Whoever it is. But again, going back to it as well, emotional stability is very important.
Yeah.
Yes, the point I made about someone understanding who their love language is, it's very important. That's very key as well. And I think also intellectual communication,
right,
and stimulation is a very important factor.
Yeah.
As well, because you want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You want to have a conversation with someone. You want to have an engagement with someone. You want to be able to talk about various topics. Although not everyone is able to grasp every topic, but you know what? Sometimes we can just try have a conversation, because sometimes we have some ladies are shy away from doing that kind of thing. I mean, is that something you think happens, or women do that?
That happens a lot, but again, like I always say, like, men, go for what you want. You do not want to have, if you want an intellectually stimulating conversation with a woman, do not go for a shallow woman and expect her to have intellectually stimulating conversations with you. That's too much burden on that woman, and that's unfair for her. You met her that way. You know she has nothing intellectually stimulating to offer. Do not picture her with other women who have intellectually stimulating conversations and say, oh, why can't you be like that? For someone like me, I do not like football.
Right.
But my best friend loves football. She will tell you what's happening next tomorrow. She'll tell you the names of, and she female.
Yeah.
It would be foolhardy for a man to expect me to have conversations around Arsenal and Chelsea or whatnot with him.
Right.
When she's there and they can take her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just like the summary of that. Like, go for, if what you like is to be intellectually stimulated, do not go for someone who is beneath you when it comes to intellectual conversations and now impose, except you're willing to train the person.
I want to disagree with you.
Right. Okay.
FUMZ.
Yeah.
Because you said go for someone, I think we had a show last week. Miss Press was on the show. And it was agreed or mentioned that women like to maybe marry up and go for someone who's seems they can look up to, not look down on. So that's a contradiction there. So, but the other thing is, you can come back. The other thing is, you said men shouldn't go for women they think they can't have that stimulating conversation with. But isn't that how you grow? Isn't that how a woman and or how a relationship, they come together and try and grow? Because as I mentioned, men like that intellectual connection, that stimulation doesn't necessarily always have to be academic.
Oh, of course,
that's the thing.
Of that.
Yeah, it does have to be academic, but it's just the fact of, I mean, yeah, you mentioned football, which is not really academic. So, it doesn't have to be academic. It could be something else. It could be, being supportive of what he's trying to do. If it makes sense, don't be supporting rubbish. If it actually does make sense, if it's going to enable him grow, support him and also challenge him in a respect. I mentioned respect before.
Yes.
Challenge him in a respectful manner. kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, you agree now?
Yeah.
Oh, like. She agrees.
No, Double9, you need to understand that I'm not saying that women should not respect men. I'm saying that what does respect mean in the men's dictionary? Because every day we keep drifting further and further away from this respect of a thing. Men say, "Oh, I want respect." In my mind, I'm thinking I'm already respecting you.
Okay. In your mind, no, I don't know. What? No.
So men tell you that I want you to respect me.
Yes.
But in my mind, I might have been giving you all the respect that I have to give. Like, so what exactly does this respecting mean to men? Like, what is it? Is it that when you're coming out of the house, you want to say, "Good morning, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me get your bags." What exactly is this respect to men? Because again, it still differs when it comes to individuals. Okay, again, like I used to see someone and you'd be like, "Stop yelling at me."
Right.
And in my mind, I'm not yelling. You understand? Like, stop yelling at me.
Yeah.
I feel some sort of way when you yell. I'm like, no. I mean, we could just be having like a, just a bands, and I hear stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, so now this is me trying to respect you. Imagine this was someone that wouldn't say anything. In their mind, they're like, oh, I'm being disrespected.
Right. Okay. So the example you just gave, like you said, you've given all the respect.
Yeah.
And you think, what else is remaining?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, I don't know if anyone can, shed a light on this as well, man, woman, whatever. I would just say, going back to the point again, maybe you have not actually discovered what respect means to this individual. Right. Again, it's subjective, as I mentioned earlier. It's subjective to anyone. Some people just say good morning, or good afternoon, or yes, that might be respect for them. Some people's like, no, that's too much. So it could be, you said you're talking, but you didn't raise your voice. They may be hearing, voice being raised. I'm just saying, I think it's more of like understanding the individual is subjective. What is this one thing? Again, going back to emotional stability, because if you're emotionally stable, you're able to be really calm to understand what is this person saying. Intellectual conversation, intellectual stimulation can also give you an inkling to what that guy is thinking or that man is thinking. What does respect mean to that person? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I at the moment, I'm feeling like I'm just saying what men want. I want to hear more of what our Black Queens want as well, because I love DJ Bass again. He's come back and says, you know what, it's not a gender issue. You're right, DJ Bass, it's not gender at all. We're actually looking from both sides and trying to come to a concise or consensus to say, okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Again, we'll love more engagement for everyone there.
Yeah. So would you be surprised if I told you that women too want respect?
Of course.
And when I say women want respect, do you have an idea of what kind of respect women want?
You know what? I'll be very happy
to hear. Yeah.
Because sometimes I think men might misrepresent what respect is.
Yes. So I would, a lot of times men feel like women just want to be loved, and they are the ones that deserve the respect. The old saying, or even Christ said we should respect the men, and the men should love the women.
Yeah.
And no, yes, and no. Women too want to be respected. Women too want to feel that, okay, this is my partner, and people out there know that he respects me. And I feel like one of the ways that men can respect women is that they might need to just double down on this cheating of a thing.
Okay.
It's important.
Right.
Because it's quite a very touchy topic, because I know people will start coming up on our comment section now and start saying all sorts. But there's no way you tell me that you respect a woman and you're cheating on her.
But again, when you're saying that, right, I wanted to bounce you on both sides.
Right.
A woman cheating on a man doesn't say respects her as well.
I agree.
Okay, so don't focus, because FUMZ is winding me up today now. Don't focus on saying when men cheat, they disrespect a woman. It's a vice versa thing. Any gender that talking like that, Could be.
Double9, but do you really think men think that they are disrespecting their women when they cheat on them?
I can't answer the question. I've never been in that
Oh
position.
my God, we're trying to be politically correct here. Is that what we're doing this evening?
Oh, I mean, okay, let's read. DJ Bass says,
Yeah.
although subjective, can you give FUMZ an explanation of what respect means from a black
Black man's
man's
stand.
standpoint? Okay, I'm going to try, DJ Bass, but I'll let her finish first. And Esther says, a definition of respect to any individual. Respect is both ways. Cheating. Okay.
Yeah. Now we've
Okay,
gotten there.
so yes, you know what?
Mhm.
I don't want to be here making any excuses
Mm.
for men or anyone out there. Do you know what I mean? But I just wanted to be a bit cautious when you're pointing a finger
Mm.
and saying, women feel disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
A man can have his world shattered. I'm sure I'm not going to mention any names.
Mm-hmm.
The alleged scandal of a footballer.
Oh yeah.
And a supposed person who preaches
Right.
Occurred.
Yeah.
So in that case, that the woman involved, would we say she didn't realize she was disrespecting him and also almost crushing his ego kind of thing?
I agree. And that's for your gender to worry about. And the big thing here for me is that if the case were reversed, society would tell her to deal with it, and it's not that important.
Right.
But they would demand that it's really important for a man if it was a woman that was doing that. Do you understand? And of course, like, this is not to like enable any woman or whatnot.
I need to press Mayday button. Fire the house on that one.
Yeah, and this is not to enable any woman on that one, But of course, like, I don't want us to divert and stay in this cheating.
Because I know if we go,
yeah, because cheating is quite
a huge
yeah,
topic on this.
exactly.
So we're gonna have a show on that. Maybe we have DJ Bass as the third person in the.
That would be so fun.
In the
that would be so fun.
then.
However, like but women to like quality time.
Yes.
Yeah, women to like spending time with them, not just hanging out, like just doing nothing together. That's really important for women too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you think men like quality time?
We love quality time. FUMZ.
Really?
We love quality time. We love to feel wanted. We want to be taken care of.
Really?
Yes, we want to be taken care of. We want to be pampered as well.
Really?
Yes. We want to be pampered. We want to, have that love. All this lovey-dovey. Give me a massage without me asking.
Men wants that.
Yes. I mean, look at my notes that I've been making all day. It's like, we need touching,
Yeah.
we need hugging.
Yeah.
Ask us how our day went. Not, babe, I need to buy this bag. Oh my gosh, I've got to go to this party. Oh, when are we going to dinner? Oh, I don't feel like cooking today.
Right.
Can we get takeout? No, we want affection as well. We want to be loved.
Yeah.
We need that touching. We need that hugging.
Yeah.
And being asked, how's my day? It's like, oh, are you okay? Can I just give you a massage? Don't worry. Just lie down. I'll take over all your stuff. I'll give you a foot rub as well. We want that. Yes, DJ Bass, please call in on 074 956 36899. You can call in at any time. I'll put the number in there, 074 956 36899. Call us on that number, 074 956 36899. DJ Bass, you can always call in at any point in time. We always still love hearing from you. So yes, FUMZ, we love the attention.
Yeah. Do you guys like physical affection too?
Of course, we love physical affection.
Right.
We love. We're not stoned,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We love physical. Oh, okay. DJ Bass decides to call in on this one. Good afternoon, DJ Bass. How you doing again? Lovely to hear from you.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just to let you know, I'm in Nigeria as we speak. I'm on holiday.
Okay.
So when I saw this promo, I just said, let me retire to my room quietly. My wife is downstairs. And it's actually an easier conversation to have. But I just thought I should jump on this because the topic tonight is something I'm very passionate about.
Amazing.
I live in the diaspora in the UK. I've lived there for over 30 years of my life. And the core of my activity is generally within my community. So hence I was asking, while it seems like a general, question for topic for tonight, I just felt that a lot of these conversations are very community specific.
Yeah.
And when FUMZ was talking about respect, I was like, out of curiosity, I would like to even know what D9, what's your perception of respect as a person? Not, and I trust me, and me, maybe because my liver is big, I can get anything, but I always say that these conversations are not gender-based. I stopped rating these things by gender long time ago. The basic human being requires all different things. So what is it that I would do that would make my wife upset with me? Because the chances are that same thing, if she does it as well against me, I'll be upset. And then there are certain things that women generally want that's a bit different from men. And I have learned, my oldest son is 29, he'll be 30 end of this year.
Wow.
And he keeps asking me that, at times he sees my wife and I, we have our moments too. Nothing is perfect. And he says, Dad, I say, it's marriage now.
Wow.
It's marriage. Me, I've learned to also keep quiet at some places, at some points.
Wow.
But when I need to stand my ground, I'll stand my ground as well, because by nature, the man has a role in every relationship. The woman has a role in every relationship.
100%.
When those two roles function well, you have a great family unit. When you have your issues, and the issues will come, no relationship is perfect. To get it. Now, I'm very, very careful as I'm saying this, because I know you have listeners across all age groups.
Yes.
And I know this conversation, I saw plus 35 there, and I'm like, I'm in my 50s, right?
Yeah.
So I also remember what I was like in my 35, when I was 30. As a 35-year-old man, I have so much more wisdom now as a 56-year-old man.
Wow.
So I also understand a lot of this thing also has to do with age. It has to do with exposure. It has to do with so many things, But at the end of the day, what a black man defines as respect is not necessarily what a white man wants.
True.
Forget. As a black person, we all grew up in families that were influenced by different cultures.
100%.
Black people know that maybe it was in Ghana that their families grew up. It was in Nigeria that their families grew up. They are living in the UK now. The culture is mixed. And what they see first is what they see in their household. As men, they see how their father was related with respect to the mom. And when they leave, a part of that remains with them. So at times what a man wants, it can just be as simple as, when I want to be in my space, at times let me be.
Wow.
100%.
It can just be like that. Now, respect is reciprocal because it's both ways. And I've been in a relationship long enough to know that as well. My wife also has her moments as well. Do you get it?
Yes.
And you have to respect that as well. It is the combination of both that brings happiness, my brother. Make no mistake about that.
Wow. We're definitely having you back in the studio. That's what I'm saying. So carry on.
For sure.
They're going to come, my brother. They're going to come and dissect this thing. Friends, we will dissect this thing later.
Honestly, I can't wait.
We bring young people, because this thing is more than just a general conversation.
Yes.
Having this conversation for 20s, 30s, it applies to the 50s. It's a generational thing. Because you also have children that are living with you right now, and it's you they are looking at.
Yes.
You don't see anybody, it is you they are looking at. So, and as much as I also appreciate that, writing in the chat column is great, but say some of this communication, the chat column cannot carry it.
Yeah.
That's why I just asked if it was okay for me. So I apologize for having an about 2-second bite.
No,
No,
please,
it's okay.
please. It's amazing to hear your perspective, and honestly, I am learning quite a lot from you today. That's what I must say.
We are learning every day. Me that I'm on holiday right now, even my wife has put me on because she has a chapter. This is how we do it, and I will obey 80%. But the 20% will not affect her because my friend is doing album show in Central Lagos and I have to go.
Wow.
Either she comes, it is management relationship, my brother, every day. Because remember, as you double now as you did, so if you want to do something for yourself, you don't have to ask anybody.
100%.
If you have to do something for yourself, you have to do it without asking anybody. But once the two of you come together as a unit, you now have to start to factor each other's roles, and managing that is the number one rule of any relationship. Carrying both people along. It is not easy. So I tell people, marriage is not for everybody.
Wow.
If you are not ready to compromise, don't go into marriage. It's not a necessity to marry. But to marry, you have to be unselfish. Both of you, and you must be ready to commit, because that is what your offspring, if you have children, are going to take from there. I know I can talk forever on this thing, so I'm not going to keep you guys.
No, I mean, I want to say, I am so super honored that you called in. I can't wait to have you back.
Yeah.
In the UK, and we're definitely going to do a second part on this to make sure we get everybody's insight.
DJ Abbas.
Keep listening, DJ Abbas. Always. Thank you. Thank you. 100%. 100%. Thank you. I mean, do you know what? Yeah, he's again, he's done it again. You know, he's done it again. He's covered most of the things. Yeah. And guys, you can hear him. You know, again, it's very aligned to everything we've been talking about today. You know, he made loads of points there about it. Respect is subjective. That what someone else finds respectful, which I mentioned earlier as well, is different to what another person will find what respect is as well. And going back again to the love language, when you know the love language, you can find out what respect is that way as well. Because I think this point of respect is always overtaken the whole thing. But another thing he mentioned, which I love, is, you know what? I like my freedom as well.
Right.
I want to have my freedom. Not because we're in a relationship or we're married or we're about to get married. We want to have that kind of freedom. Men want that freedom. We want to have that freedom. We want to have that freeness. Like, you know what? I can go out. I can do what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? You can free me. You don't have to call me like 20 million times.
Oh, I get that.
Where are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Can she go out too? And do whatever she likes?
Sorry, FUMZ, you know, again, I know you like to stand up for the women. I know you like to stand up for the women, but make it a point to say women like to go out too.
Right.
Yes. It's not, women can go out. No one says women cannot go out. But the thing is, the things we've talked about that emotional support, right? We talked about clear communication.
Yes. Healthy conflict resolution.
Yes. Emotional stability.
Yes.
Respect.
Yes.
Yeah. And you talk about asking, do men like being taken care of?
Right.
Yes, we do all of that stuff. And also the freedom. Yes, you want to have, you know, a woman that can have freedom as well, because, you know, you don't want to be, you know.
So Double9, I would like to ask you a question here. You know, most times when men get into a partnership or a marriage with a woman, you start hearing, no, you can't go out with your friends. No, you can't do this. No, you can't go for this party. So, and when the case is reversed, a man just says, oh, I'm going to my friend. Oh, I'm going for this party. And, you know, you don't want that woman to call you 30 times in 1 minute, sorry. But you want to have that kind of freedom. Are men too willing to accept that women too can move that way?
You know what? To answer your question,
I
actually went to attended a 60-year-old party last weekend.
Yeah.
And his wife was there as well. And there's loads of people talking about him and giving loads of testimonies about him, about how great a man he is and all of that. But there's one particular one that actually resonates with me. And I kind of recall it like really clearly, where the man said, you know what, he wants to thank his wife as well, that his wife has allowed him to grow to where he is, and understand that, you know what, a man needs freedom as well, blah blah blah. But where I'm going to is, the woman was able to have discussions with a husband to say, obviously not in front of everyone, to say, women have this intuition to talk about certain guys that don't go ahead with this guy,
Oh yeah.
don't work with this
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
it's not good for you, and all of that. My comment when the man finished and I had the mic, I was like, you know what, women are very intuitive to look at men and say, this is not good for you, that's not bad, that's not good for you. Do you know what I mean? And it's left for us to listen. Yes.
Yeah.
So when you say, can women also take that, or can women do that as well? It does happen. It does happen. Women, always, especially if the woman that cares for you. Again, it comes from that place of being able to have that conversation in a calm way, as rightly pointed out, that calm way of having that calm conflict resolution of saying, my guy, this is not a good person, no, this is not a good person, because sometimes we can't see.
Yeah.
And women can.
You know why I asked you that question?
Yeah, go on.
Because we're talking about what women want and what men want, and it's important to know that women really do want men who can align on core values and life goals with them. You would see a woman who has like a budding career, budding future. She gets with a man, then he stops her from doing everything and almost ruins her life.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go for masters. Who's going to take care of the kids? Oh, you need to leave that job, then come and start being self-employed. Oh, you need to. Then the woman doesn't have an identity anymore. Then the only identity she has is Mrs. Lagbaja.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's why I said, do men really give their women that kind of free hands to be who they want to be when they get into a partnership with them? Because now I'm meeting you like me because I'm that girl who is a go-getter.
Yeah.
And you put a ring in my finger and the conversation changes.
Right.
Madam, you have given birth to children. Who is going to rock the baby?
Yeah.
I can't do that. Who's going to take care of the,
Yeah.
And then you see that your whole life starts to you put your career in the back burner.
Right.
And your whole life starts to, but it doesn't happen like that for men. I know we've kind of like deviated from what we're
No, it's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
So it's important that men know that this is important for women too, because I know a lot of women that are really bitter, and they're like, this is what I want to be.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I had a life before I met you.
Yeah.
And now I'm married, and all of a sudden it's now revolving around Mr. and Mrs. something. Then I don't have an identity of my own anymore.
Yeah.
So men can stand up and say, "Oh, I want a woman to give me the freedom to move out, to do this, to go and chase my goals."
Yeah.
Are the men willing to give women that kind of freedom? When I say, are they going to allow them to go? I don't mean go out to parties alone or go do baby showers alone.
Yeah.
Like, are they willing to let them say, okay, you know what? Spread your wings and fly.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I need to give a round of applause on that one, because that was serious. Like, and it does happen. It does happen. I, for one, again, don't support or condone that kind of attitude towards women, because I believe when you empower a queen, she can support you better.
Yes.
If you support her and push her to chase and accomplish your dreams, and that woman is that kind of person who wants to give back or bring all this accomplishment back into the family or make the family better and help you grow, I think it's a great way to do that. So, I mean, I would agree with you 100% that it should not be the case. It should not be the case. You shouldn't feel threatened. It shouldn't feel inferior. It shouldn't affect or hinder you in any way. Your ego should not be affected. That to think that, okay, you don't have a master's, but your wife says she wants to go, or your girlfriend says she wants to get the master's, or she's got a job somewhere which is bigger. And again, I've actually come across individuals, women who have had to abandon the dreams and stuff like that. Again, men, if you're listening to us today, I think it's not a good thing to, regardless of what it is, if a woman is ambitious, because we say we want intellectually challenging women, we want women who can stimulate us and get us to grow. So if a woman is showing that, I think the only thing is to support her and make sure she grows in the right way as well. So FUMZ, I don't have anything to come back to you on that one. Let's give you maybe that. You want that round there.
Yeah.
You want that round there. So
so Double9, something came to mind which I didn't really note down, but mentally it was there.
Yeah.
And it's it just came from a video I saw on Instagram a couple of weeks ago again.
Yeah.
Because I really do spend most of my time on Instagram.
Right.
We sometimes get too familiar, I've heard men say that they like it when women appreciate them.
Yeah.
But I think that because men think, oh, this is a gender-based role. You wake up in the morning, you cook, you take care of this, you take care of that. You're a woman, you should do that.
Yeah.
A lot of times men forget to say thank you. A lot of times men do not recognize that this is actually a difficult task I'm doing.
Yeah.
In my own time, if I was alone,
Yeah.
and I didn't have anybody hounding me,
Mm.
I might not wash my plates. I might not lay my bed. But because I have this person and I need to make this place a home and make it habitable for this man, I do this, I run around a bit, and a lot of men do not give the respect that is due to women who stay at home and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be the home manager. You go out and do what you need to do. It's important that men note that women want to be appreciated and women need men to set clear boundaries. You cannot say that Mr. Femi Bademosi from University of Ibadan that is your friend that will carry you out every day of your life and go and drink from dusk to dawn.
Yeah.
You move that person into a committed relationship. Some people need to go.
Yeah.
If you know that this friendship is not aligning with the core values and goals you have for your partner, women need men to set clear boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh, she's my besto. The one I even heard recently, she's my besto.
Besto,
How
what
can
is that?
your besto be calling you, like ringing you non-stop after dark when you're with? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's important that men set clear boundaries.
Yeah.
Respect their women. These are the things that I know women want. These are things that I know that I want as a person. Respect me. Don't say that, oh, she's just a friend. Like you said the other time, women have this very high intuition. And they know that this just a friend can just be a friend today.
Yeah.
By 3 months' time, he's going to move to something else.
Okay.
He's going to move to uncharted territories.
Yes.
You understand? So,
Okay.
set clear boundaries, set healthy boundaries. It doesn't mean that the woman wants to alienate you from your friends or from your tribe.
Yeah.
It's just important that if you're getting into a committed partnership or relationship with someone, some people need to go.
Yeah. I hear that. I am not disputing at all. You're making a lot of insights and sense to that. Yes, you're right. People need to change. Boundaries need to be there, and because I don't know what this best of that. I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. People need to change. Things need to happen, and yeah. Again, you mentioned things around the gender role thing that there's this thing that there's an expectation of the woman takes care of the house, cooks the house, cleans and all of that. Again, you mentioned something earlier as well where you talked about the tour, not the tours, the bills. There's this, I mean, maybe this for another show or another day. Like, there's this saying that if I'm going to be splitting the bills, that means you're going to be splitting the chores.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I don't want to go into that too much, but I think it shouldn't be a question whether a man does chores or not. You can do it, but I think where the problem lies is when it's mandated. To say it's mandatory.
Yeah.
For you to do that, it's like that's where the lack of respect comes in.
Okay, when the woman tells the man that you must do that.
Yes.
Oh no, that's not nice.
Yes, when you mandate the man to say you have to do this, and remember, I said to you that respect equates love for men. So when you're mandating a man to do certain things in a house, it's like you're disrespecting him and you're affecting his ego.
100%.
Yeah. So, but I don't see anything wrong in a man doing chores. I don't think certain things should just be gender categorized.
Right, I agree.
I think people should be able to have a conversation and find out what works for them.
Yeah.
As well. I think it's very important.
Yes.
But one thing I like to put forward as well, you talked about the bestie or besto.
Yeah.
There that within 3 weeks, blah blah. Besto is a female.
Yeah.
Right.
Or could be a male, but I'm talking about female now.
Female now. Okay, we're talking about female now. You see, one thing for a man, a man, needs to be visually attracted to maintain interest. Because some women, DJ Bassik, I'm going to read your comment in a second. Some women kind of like, you mentioned, you put a ring on it or you're dating someone you know, I'm sure, I mean, look, DJ Bass is an example.
Yeah.
He's been together with his wife for
30,
what,
30 years.
30 years plus. And I've seen pictures of his wife, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she looks amazing as well. And that's someone who's understands that men need to have this visual attraction maintained.
Right.
Kind of thing. You know, so because we have some women or some ladies, I'm not saying all women out there, don't come for me, who kind of like, because using your words, who kind of like get used familiar with the relationship, familiar with the man, and think, oh, okay, it's fine. I can, you know, tie the wrapper,
right,
you know, up and down. I don't need to buy no new lingerie.
Right.
I don't need to dress any fun, you know, anyway, I don't need to wear any makeup. I just dress and work anyhow in the house. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that for you to relax in your house.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there's some certain times you just want to spruce, you know, the environment up. So the man thinks, oh my gosh, look at that lady there. Yes. Mayday. Look at that lady there. Which I think a lot of us kind of like, you know, let that go. But bringing it back, men also need to take care of themselves.
Right. But before you talk about men taking care of themselves,
right?
Do you ever sit down and think that women who let go or lose themselves after, you know, they get comfortable with a man, do you ever think of, oh, what could be the cause? What do you think it's because they're lazy?
No, I don't.
You don't. Do you have an idea of why things happen like that for them? Why a woman who's been really, you know, on top of a game, like really, really juicy, gets into a marriage, then she's all over the place, hair tattered, clothes tattered, wrapper all over the house. Do you ever have an idea of why it happens like that?
I'm thinking FUMZ is going to tell us now, so tell us.
Good. It's because the men do not help.
So it's the man's fault.
It's not, I don't want to put the accountability on the man, but I'm saying that there's a way you'll be worn out as a woman, and it's because your man is not helping you. You cannot be the one that will cook, wash, clean, sweep, dust, and your husband is leaning back and say, oh, I provide. Oh, I go to work on Mondays to Friday and I put the bills. And, you know, because, you know, sometimes we think that home chores are quite easy. They're really, really tough to do.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of mental stress to take clothes into the laundry, do stuff and all of that. If only, you know, a man can say, okay, you know what? Do this one, I'll do this part.
Yeah.
You need to stay sane. How about you do this? How about you get dressed? I'll do this thing. Like as you're sharing the bills, you're sharing the duties too. Of course, respectfully, not saying, oh, go wash that plate or anything.
Yeah.
You will be surprised the kind of woman that you have. Of course, I'm not saying that all women, that's the reason. Some women might not, you know, some women might be so relaxed and, you know, not care. But I'm really, really sure that a lot of times, if a man helps a woman, she's not just going to let go. Women let go because they are worn out. They are exhausted.
Right.
DJ Abbas, you gave DJ Abbas as an example.
Right.
DJ Abbas sounds like someone that... Did you hear what he said? He said, oh, she's doing her things downstairs. I'm upstairs doing my thing.
Yeah.
He's a hands-on man. As she's doing, I'm doing. I'm making her life easy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we hear you, men, that you want a woman to be visually appealing and you want her to do better, but the body anatomy of the woman is different from that of a man.
100%.
You men are not using the body to carry babies.
Right.
You're not using the body to do like have hormonal imbalance issues.
Yeah.
You're not taking medications.
Yeah.
You're not getting crazy at midlife crisis.
Emotional instability.
Yeah, do you understand? Yeah, you're not going through that emotional instability.
Yeah.
So sometimes these things drive women crazy and just like, okay, you know what? I'm done.
Right.
This is how I want to be. Take me as I am or get lost.
Right.
And that's where the man comes in and says, okay, you know what? I think you clearly need help at this point.
Amazing.
You need to help. Where do I come in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Right. I want to hold my thoughts.
Right.
Because you know, we're you know, time is going quickly.
Yeah.
We definitely need a second part to this.
Yes.
And hopefully the amazing DJ Bass will be in the studio having this with us as well. You know, I'm going to read some of the comments that DJ Bass says, you know, towards, he says that bottom line is all relationships are unique to the participants. Work out what works best for both of you, and it's a two-way street. Compromise it is. I could agree more as well. And do you want to read that? That's for you.
Yeah, so he's saying the modern man must help the wife in the home, all now understanding Trust me, I cook. I do everything in the home too. We are a unit, and that's fantastic.
Amazing. DJ Bass, I'm glad you're married because I think
Yeah.
all these people just be looking for you.
Yeah, you never find men like this single ever.
You never know.
They're all married.
You never know. You never know. But again, you know what? It's been an amazing show.
Yeah.
It's been a very insightful show. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's tuned in today. Do follow us on Instagram, on Double9Radio on Instagram, to get up-to-date information about shows coming up on this amazing station as well. And also, you know, the YouTube channel now. We're going to be going live on our shows now. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. I mean, watch out. There is going to be a part 2 to this because I have loads to say. I still have loads to say. I can see FUMZ giving me side eye. Yeah, I have loads to say because on that last point, I just want to go into it because if I go into it, we're going to
open a can of worms.
Yeah, we'll probably be here till tomorrow or the day after as well. I mean, any words you want to say to our amazing listeners?
That's okay. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on 35 and Social. Of course, we would still have like a part 2 of this conversation. Of course, but then to conclude this, I would like to ask you, like, Double 9, what's one thing you can take away from this conversation today that women need?
Women just need to understand the language of respect for a man.
Right, that's okay.
Because once you understand the language of respect for a man, you have that man forever.
Right, I agree.
Because if you can decode what the level of respect is for that individual, it is yours forever.
I agree.
It is yours forever.
I agree.
So putting back the same question to you, what would you say to me? Although, again, ladies and gentlemen, there's a part 2. I'm ready to. She's trying to put me to one side, but I'm coming back.
Right.
But you know, what is it? Can men take away from this conversation today?
I think the one thing men need to take away from this conversation is to be emotionally sensitive to the needs of a woman and not think it's all about money. Before a woman opens her mouth, you're already thinking she wants to ask for money, or you think the solution to everything is money. No, listen, pay attention, and try to do right by that woman.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Listen and pay attention and try to do right by the woman. That's what FUMZ says here. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, it's Double9Radio here, live and direct with amazing FUMZ here on 35 and Social, coming through with some amazing tips and engagement and debate and conversation here today. I can't wait for the next part of tomorrow of this amazing show we've had. And a big thank you to our amazing DJ Bass as well, who's going to be yes, and I'm going to come to that. Yeah, right. You know, see it again because she saw some women there. It's a big special shout out to DJ Bass as well. I want to say a big thank you for your comments and your calls, and I can't wait to have you in the studio on the second part of this amazing show as well. We also have Elma, who just popped up and says, "Understanding is what will help the relationship to grow." I couldn't agree more as well. Big shout out to Victor B. A big shout out to Esther Lara. A big shout out to Ladies in Business as Magazine Global. A big shout out to Benga Agbola and Organic Treats as well. A big thank you to everyone who's tuned in and commented as well. Stay locked on, stay locked in. It's been an amazing show here.
Yes, it
with
has.
Amazing FUMZ as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the second part of this, so make sure you're ready for the second part because it's going to be hot. It's going to be slimy. Right. Amazing. In the meantime, stay locked on, stay locked in. It's your host, Double9 with amazing FUMZ here on 35 and Social. We got some amazing Afro vibes coming your way, or Afro beats, should I say, because you're about to come for me. Afro beats coming on the show here on Double9Radio. Stay locked on, stay locked. It's your host, Double9 and FUMZ here on Double9Radio.
Bye.